Hey guys, this is part 2 of Doubts. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into this. When was the time you were fooled?
I cannot think of a time I was fooled. I've never been fooled in my life. No, I'm joking. When was the time I was fooled? When I was little, I was fooled. Me and my brother, we both thought, we were little. Okay, we were very little. We both thought that the moon was following us.
Huh.
So, because whenever you start walking and you watch the moon, it looks like it's moving with you.
Right.
Even though it's not moving.
Correct.
I know that now. I grew up. But so we used to have competitions about the moon's following us. And we used to say, no, you stop moving and watch me walk. And I'd be like, you see the moon is following me. And he'd be like, what are you talking about? It's staying still. And then he's like, no, you stay still. And like, see, it's not moving. So we used to fight all the time about this. I kind of feel like my parents were bad parents because we'd be in the back seat fighting about the moon following us and not one of them say, the moon's not following either of you guys. They never corrected us. Just let us fight.
They just let you have it.
Yeah. And then when I was like, I don't know, probably an age I don't want to admit, I learned that.
He's like,
that's not true.
It's like yesterday. I was today years old.
No, the moon is not following us. It doesn't follow you. So yeah, that was the time I was fooled. About you, time that you were fooled.
I would say I was probably like 20 years old when I realized that Michael Jackson was not doing that lean thing by himself. Like that wasn't all him. So like in the music video when he just like goes like that, I realized that I guess he created a shoe or something like that he patented. And there's like an anchor that comes up through the ground and the shoes lock on and they all just lean. Bro, for the longest time, I thought Michael Jackson was actually a smooth criminal and he's just a fake. So
I learned that when I was 36. You just like broke me. I'm like, what? No, he wasn't really.
No, it wasn't him. It was the shoes. Like he literally locked in and it was like the shoes literally were like locked into the stage.
Dang, wish he didn't tell me that.
I know. Like I was fooled. I looked at it and I was like, there's no way. No, this man is amazing. Like he did that without these shoes. I think everybody else had on the shoes because they weren't that great and he didn't. He just had on regular
Everyone
shoes.
right now is leaving the video and going back to see how that works. So we've been talking about doubt and being fooled. And one of the things that we've learned about doubt is very uncomfortable place for humans to be. And humans have historically tried to get rid of doubt. And the reason why they try to get rid of doubt is because it makes them feel like how you think it makes them feel.
I feel like it makes them feel ashamed. You feel like because you doubt a thing or a person or someone, you look at yourself and you're like, well, dang, like I'm never able to trust somebody because I'm always doubting them, and you start getting insecure about the way you operate. So we've always tried to get rid of doubt. So when we are in faith with God, we try to get rid of our doubt. Yeah. But the thing is, it's really hard to get rid of doubt because, for example, like sometimes people try to get rid of doubt by being like very, how do you say this, very logical. And sometimes try to get rid of doubt by being very like, oh no, it's experience and mystical and whatever. But both of those camps doesn't really help all the way. So think about falling in love. Right. You ever fall in love? Yeah. Okay, that's a good answer. So like falling in love can be seen logical. Like it's like hormones and chemicals, and you see the person, you see hips, and you think about making babies, and that's why you fall in love. Right. Okay, but that doesn't fully explain what falling in love is like. Correct. At the same time, falling in love can be seen as like art, like a poem, like Roses Are Red. That's not a very deep poem. But something deep. Watch I compare Juliet as a summer's day. I butchered that, but you know what I'm saying. Like it could be seen as art, but art doesn't fully express what love is. So no matter which side you kind of take, you're still always going to have this uncomfortable feeling of doubt of why do I believe what I believe, or something creeps in to make you doubt. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that can make you doubt in Christianity. Can you give me like what are some things that make you doubt? I feel like disagreement can make you doubt.
In what sense?
In a sense of, say you and I are having a conversation, or you and I are going through something and I disagree with a certain stance that you have, that can make you doubt my loyalty to you. Okay. That can make you doubt that I am going to be your friend through this because I disagree with you on this one thing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Or disagreement on like biblical stance. Exactly. That too.
Like people say, hey, you should baptize infants. Oh, you should not baptize infants. Just one of those things. I think for me, what's been making me kind of doubt, like wrestle with, is like all the issues in the churches, like seeing churches not be good, I guess. Yeah. Like all the like there's church organizations where there's like sexual abuse and like there are people who are in power and they're
just church hurt in general. Yeah.
Just church hurt. Yeah. Seeing everyone's church hurt in general, especially now in the social media age when you get your church hurt, now you can like broadcast it to everyone to see and it goes viral and we all see those church hurts. Like that makes me sometimes say, man, is this really like good to do? So those are things that make me doubt. Those are things that make me struggle. So like the thing that we need to learn is, again, how to push past our doubts. So we often believe that like we could have this moment that if we experience something or if we went through something, our doubts can be eliminated.
Yeah.
But that isn't the case. So like think about things in the Bible. Think about people who experience stuff in the Bible and still have doubts. Let's talk about going to the promised land. The Egyptians, right? Not Egyptians, Israelites.
Yeah.
Going to the promised land.
I was following you the whole time.
Okay, good. Israelites going to the promised land. So like what did they experience when they were going to the promised land?
I feel like, I mean, now they experienced a lot of stuff because of their disobedience.
Yeah.
But the thing is, probably about year 1 or 2, they were like, no, that thing this doesn't exist. And I felt like there's a lot of stuff that goes into that story.
Yeah.
But I felt like they didn't want to doubt. That's why they obviously kept pushing towards it, because if they doubted, then they would never see it. But they didn't realize that they were the reason why they didn't see it, and it had nothing to do with their doubt.
Yeah. But you could argue in saying, well, if I was back there and I saw God split the Red Sea, I wouldn't doubt. Or if I was back there and I saw God made the pillar of cloud and the pillar of fire, I wouldn't doubt. Or if I was there and I saw God rain this like stuff, like this manna stuff, and people like what it is,
Panera.
And made bread. If God just made Panera every morning and then like, you got like, KFC every evening, whatever, I wouldn't doubt. But what we notice is, even with what they were experiencing, and they were experiencing the actual presence of God, like they saw him on the mountain,
right?
And they were scared to go on the mountain, they still doubt.
Yeah.
And then they took their doubt and it led to unbelief. So
that's so true.
Which is the scary thing about doubt, which I think this is why we're all scared of doubt when we come to Christianity, is we are afraid that our doubt will lead to unbelief. But that's not always the case. I think we need to trust God more, that our doubt doesn't always lead to unbelief. The Bible shows that there's a lot of people who doubt, and because of their doubt, they actually had a stronger faith. Because remember, doubt and faith are an opposite. Doubt and faith exist together. So there's people who doubt, and they had a stronger faith. Let's think about Job. Job started to doubt God.
Right.
Because, like he lost everything. He lost his sons, his daughters, all his wealth, his looks, everything. It got so bad that his wife said, hey, you might as well curse God and die. Okay. And he was dealing with doubt. Like, why is God doing this? Why is this going on? So that's a person that deal with doubt. Peter dealt with doubt. Like he just.
I feel like with Peter, he like, and I want to go back to the Israelites thing too, but like with Peter, he was more concerned. His doubt was like, I'm afraid of what's gonna happen if I say yeah. Yeah. Like,
you talking about when the rooster crowed and all that stuff?
Yeah. Like his was just like straight on, just like, nah, they can't know. Like, and it's like, my thing is, it's like, he's like, I ride for Jesus. I'm here for you. But it's like, I can't let nobody else know that. And
That's a showing of your doubt.
Exactly.
But through that doubt, Jesus still loved them. Jesus still restored them. Jesus brought them back up. Same thing with Job. Through his doubt, Jesus still restored. Even with the Israelites, even with their doubt, as a nation, God still restored them and brought them back and brought them to the promised land eventually. John the Baptist is one of my favorite doubters, because John the Baptist was sent there to prepare the way for Jesus, right? And then when he was about to die, get his head cut off, he sent his disciples to go ask Jesus, are you the Messiah? Are you the Savior? Or shall I wait for somebody else? So even he doubted. But Jesus didn't say, oh, forget you, John the Baptist. Jesus still loved John the Baptist. Right. He still cared for him. So like, doubts go with our faith, and we can't be I don't think that we can be afraid that if we doubt something, it's going to lead us away from God. Right. I think we should see when we have a doubt as an invitation towards God, so that he can show us something, teach us something, and show us even in our doubt, even if we don't get the answer in completion, he still loves us and he's still walking with us and he hasn't abandoned us.
I feel like that's where we struggle with. That's the biggest culprit of that is the moment I doubt, I'm moving myself away from God. Because in the natural, like with humans, it's like as soon as I doubt you, somebody views that as I'm distancing myself from you because I can't believe, I can't trust what you're saying or what you're saying you're going to do. I can't trust you anymore. So I'm going to distance myself. I'm going to move away from you. But it's just like, God is like, listen, I hear you're doubting me. I hear you don't see with your natural eyes how I could do this or how I could make this happen.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I still love you through that. And I'm going to reveal that plan or the way that I did that to you this way.
And that's ultimately what happens when we make doubt and faith opposite. If we see that in our faith, there's going to be different things in our faith, in our season of faith, and doubt is one of those seasons. When we have a doubt, when we have something that we call into question, because we are meant to question, we're meant to think about things and think critically. I think God lead us to having a greater faith through those doubts, even when it's not answered. I got this from the Access.org. It says this: Christianity is not about believing all the right things and pretending that we don't have any doubts. It's about the dead being raised to life and a savior who wants to step in relationship with his creation. So we always say it's not about having all your ducks in a row. I mean, if we had our ducks in a row, we wouldn't need God.
Yeah.
It's about just walking side by side with God through everything. No matter the highs, the lows, whatever it is, you just walk through God. And that's why it's so important, in my opinion, that, again, we go back to it, like we don't see doubt as an opposite of faith.
Right.
Doubt is in faith.
Yeah, we don't see like a doubt as a roadblock or a distancer or some kind of spacer.
Yeah,
that's the thing that if we acknowledge it, it will help us move closer to God.
Yes, acknowledging doubt, that's what we gotta do. Acknowledge it, talk to God about it, bring that to him. And I believe that's where God grows you. Because all the heroes of faith, everyone you can name, Abraham, Job, Peter, Thomas, John the Baptist, all of them, they all have this moment when you see, or moments when you see that, look, I don't really believe you can come through for me. And God never
was done,
God says, okay, I'm going to keep faithful to my covenant promise that I have for you. I'm going to show you that you're going to know that I'm real. Yeah. Which is, that's what it is.
That's wild. Like talk about earlier when you were talking about Israelites, that's a good way to, how you brought that out. That was really good. That changed my perspective on that.
Yeah. Because ultimately with the Israelites too, which is the cool thing, is God's making a promise to a nation of people. Yeah. And he never forgets his promise, even with their doubts. And I think, again, it's just really weird. You want to say, if I can just experience blank, then all my doubts will be gone.
Right.
But the Bible is our evidence that that's not true. Because, I mean, Peter saw Jesus walk on water. Yeah. And he still was like, I don't know that man.
Yeah.
To a 12-year-old girl. I don't know that man. I don't know who he is.
It says doubting a child.
Yeah. He's like a little girl just punk him out totally. But again, we go back to that situation, that story, that moment. I think the important thing is that Peter didn't get back and Peter got raised to greater faith to the point now when Acts chapter 2 happens and everyone's speaking in tongues and everything, people are like, what's going on? What's happening? Who's the first person that stands up and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what God is doing. This is how, that first sermon, that was Peter. Which I think, that is actually the first sermon post Jesus recorded in the Bible. Yeah, it's Peter saying, this is what's happened. This is what God did. Come and believe and come and join the relationship. So I guess our question for you is, do you agree with our assessment that doubt would never be eliminated and that doubt is not the opposite of faith, but doubt and faith coexist together? Yeah. So let us know down in the comments below.
Yes, sir. We want to thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.